Are you ready for some football? That's right, I've got 5 NFL future bets for you ranging from plus 110 all the way to plus 1,000. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for checking out this episode. This episode is all about the NFL, and it's time for us to try and predict the future of what's going to happen on the 2021 NFL season. And to do that, I've got 5 NFL future bets that you're going to want to go ahead and tail and put some money up in your pocket. This episode is going to be a lot of fun talking NFL, as we're about a little bit under a month away before kickoff of the Dallas Cowboys versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get us all started going on there on Thursday Night Football. Before we get on ahead and give you guys these 5 picks, let me remind you guys just how I do, future bets in general. So future bets to me are separate than your normal bankroll that's uploaded into the sports books that you have, at your disposal. You bet normally every single day. When I do future bets, I upload additional money to the sports books and place my future bets. So therefore, if I win, that doesn't affect my, my unit count. My unit count doesn't go up if I win. I'll brag about it like hell if I go ahead and win, but I'm not then going to sit here and go, well, I've just added, 50 units, to my, to my win total because I've hit these various future bets. I don't do that. If I lose it, I'll be pissed, but then it works the same way, right? I don't subtract it. So this is just have some fun, place some future bets. Let's put some extra money in your pocket. Give us something to cheer for, as we, watch football throughout the course of the season. And it's just extra money, extra bets that's completely separate than anything I do on my daily sports betting show, where we have a running tally of our units, throughout the course of the 2021 calendar season. I'll remind you guys, I gave you guys an MLB future bet. We took Giancarlo Stanton under 38.5 home runs. Slapped $500 on that sucker, and it's to win $385. And boy, does that bet look really good right now. There's been 112 games so far in the MLB season. He's only hit 17 home runs. That's a home run about every 6.6 games. There's 50 games left in the season. That could give him somewhere in between about 7 to 8 more home runs. He should fall around that number 25. So not only should this breeze and smooth right up under the under, but we've got a nice good cushion with 50 games remaining. This would be, at this point, a really, really brutal, just absolutely brutal bad beat if Giancarlo Stanton caught really hot fire and went above, 38.5. I only gave you guys one baseball future bet because of the pandemic. It was kind of hard to take 2020 data and try and predict 2021 because it was, shortened season, what have you. That's not the case here for the NFL. NFL in 2020 during the pandemic, they got in a whole normal, season and postseason, what have you, so we can easily predict what's going to happen in the 2021 season. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into that. None of these are going to have ties. My future bets, if you're going to tie up capital for a handful of months and, upload a substantial amount of money to this sports books, you don't want there to be any ties. I want to either win it or I want to lose it. So no ties. And then on majority of these sports books, I put $100 on every single one. So I got 5 of them, like I said, $100 on each one for $500 total. But over there at Bet Rivers, every single Sunday, you can get a 25% profit boost to use on any NFL future bet. It's a max $25. So as I go through these, you'll see that I've only placed a $75 wager. And then when a Sunday comes along, I'll log into Bet Rivers, put the remaining $25 on it using that profit boost. And I have to do that, each and every single Sunday. So that's why some of these wagers you'll see that I've already put $100 on, and some of these wagers I've only put $75 on it. We'll certainly talk our way through it as we get through it. So with that being said, let's go ahead, guys, and jump on into it. The first one here, we're going to do an NFL season win total, and we're going to look at these Denver Broncos. We're going to go ahead and take Denver Broncos under 8.5 wins at plus 110 up over at Bet Rivers. As you can see right there, put $75 on this one. And then I've already hit a Sunday, did it this past Sunday, so I put $25 using that profit boost, and we got the other portion of this bet at plus 138. So both of these were made over at Bet Rivers. We're taking the Denver Broncos under 8.5 wins. Why do we like this so much? We know there's an additional game so far, or this season on the NFL calendar. We still like them going 8 wins or under. If we look at what they did in the 2020 season in terms of just offensive, defensive ranking, they ranked 23rd on offense. They ranked 21st on defense. I don't know about you guys, but I don't recall any really major offseason additions that really moved that needle. Nothing through free agency, nothing through the draft that really moved the needle. Sure, all these teams, make additions through the draft and through free agency, but nothing to me on this Denver Broncos team in terms of adding to their ball club moved the needle all that hell of a lot to me. They've got an aging running back in Melvin Gordon. I know they drafted, the rookie there out of North Carolina, Williams, and I wouldn't be surprised if he sees majority of that load, but just nothing inspires me all that much there from their running back group there, led by Melvin Gordon. Sure, Judy and Fant, they're good options, but they were on that team last year and they were good options, and they only ranked 23rd on offense. So yeah, those guys will get theirs, but nothing too special. And again, they didn't add anything really substantial to it that's going to elevate those guys up in their play. So while they're nice pieces, they were on that team last year when they ranked 23rd in offense. What about their quarterback situation? You got Drew Lock, you got Teddy Bridgewater. I think they're going to roll out the carpet, and when they do on this kickoff this season, you will see Drew Lock behind season. I think at some point they're going to give up on him and go to Teddy Bridgewater. I hope they stick with Lock a little bit longer than what they should, because Lock is just not a very good quarterback. Completion percentage last season was around 57, 58%. That is not going to get it done in today's NFL, or really, quite frankly, any NFL season. So yeah, they're going to go with Lock. They're going to pay for that. He's going to get them losses coming out of the gate, and then they'll switch it over to Teddy Bridgewater. But look, he didn't light it on fire down in Carolina. There's a reason why they were willing to let him walk and let him go to another team. So Bridgewater is certainly an upgrade, but he's not going to be able to elevate this team because of what is lacking in terms of talent around him right there. They do get a big talent back on that defensive side. Obviously, they're going to go ahead and get Von Miller back, so that'll certainly obviously help that defense. They probably won't be ranked 21st next year. Him alone will be able to improve that defense alone, but it's not going to matter all that much. And if we look at this team's schedule, I'll go ahead and throw it up here as we talk about it. Obviously, they're in that AFC West, so they've got 6 games against the divisional opponents. I only see them going 1-5 in the division. The Chargers are going to be really, really good. They don't have Anthony Lynn blowing games for them late in games with his just really, really piss poor management and decision making that he was doing last season. They're not going to have those problems with the Chargers, so the Chargers are going to be better. I think the Raiders are going to be better than the Broncos, and obviously the Chiefs are going to be better. They're going to be lucky if they win one game. I think they can win. Maybe they can probably take the Raiders at home, but they'll get swept by the Chiefs. They'll get swept by the Chargers. The key in that AFC West schedule is they get the Chiefs in Week 17. So how many potential players could the Chiefs be resting on or I guess it's Week 18 so far. On Week 18, as they rest players, presumably the Chiefs are going to be headed to the playoffs, but maybe they'll be getting that bye, so maybe they won't have to rest players as much. Yeah, either way, I still think the Chiefs will probably end up paying that game, but that is really maybe the only swing thing is they do get the Chiefs on the last game of the season, and like I said, what kind of players will they be playing in that game? But yeah, if we move over, they also got to play the AFC North. AFC North, they get the Bengals at home. I do think they'll probably beat the Bengals at home, although that is in Week 15. Joe Burrow will have, nearly another entire season up under his legs, so maybe the Bengals do beat them, but otherwise, the AFC North, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Browns will certainly all beat this Broncos teams. Then this season, they've got to play teams in the NFC East. I do think they'll go 2-2. I think they'll beat the Giants. I think they probably will beat the Eagles, but I don't see them beating the Cowboys, and I don't see them beating the Redskins, so they'll go 2-2 versus NFC East opponents. And then some of their other wins that they'll get is I think they'll beat the Jets at home. I think they'll beat the Lions at home. And then kind of a swing game to me is they get the Jaguars. I've got the Jaguars as a loss right now just because it's an away game. I do think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a really good NFL quarterback. It is Week 2, so maybe that gives the Broncos some hope. But yeah, if you added up one win from the AFC West, another win from the AFC North, a couple there versus NFC East opponents, maybe they beat the Jets, maybe they beat the Lions, and maybe they get the Jaguars. That right there, folks, is only 7-8 wins at best. So yeah, go ahead and give me your Denver Broncos under 8.5 wins as my first NFL future bet of the 2021 season. All right, let's go ahead now, moving on here to my second favorite NFL future bet of the 2001 season. I'm going to look at this Washington football team, and their folks are going to be the NFC East Division champions, as I'm going to go ahead and bet them at plus 260. As you can see, I did that over at FanDuel for $75. I will put a remaining $25 over at Bet Rivers come this Sunday, and that should fall at around about plus 325. So we'll get one at plus 260, another one at plus 325. Why do I like Washington so much to be the NFC East champions? Well, they had a top 5 defense in 2020, folks, and I think they should be the top 5 defense again. They'll be right up there. Look, they've got the easily the best defensive line in this division with Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, and Montez Sweat along that defensive line. We know to win games in the NFL, you've got to have a quarterback, but you also got to have a really good defensive line to really put pressure on that opposing quarterback. And again, best defensive line in that NFC East, I think by far, with those 3 guys, obviously led by Chase Young. He's a phenomenal talent on that defensive line. So look for them to, be a top 5 defense. They got a strong secondary. They got Fuller there as a cornerback, Landon Collins as a safety. Yeah, it's a really good back end, led by a really, really top-notch defensive line. So like that defense to obviously be strong again this season. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick, folks. Hey, look, I think they brought in a really good quarterback. He's going to take chances. He's going to do it. He's going to throw you the occasional really bad interception from time to time, but I like that he takes chances. I like that he's a fighter. I mean, this guy will compete. Look what he does at each and every stop. The Buccaneers, everybody remember him in his press conference, coming out with the gold chains there and the big victory. I think it was in that Saints there in that season opener at that time. But what he did with the Bills, what he did with the Dolphins, this guy absolutely competes. You will be in every single game. He may throw a boneheaded mistake every now and then, but you're going to be in every single game, and you're going to have a chance to win it. And I'll take my chances with that top 5 defense that I believe will be there again. And then to look at it, if we talk about just backup quarterbacks, right? God forbid one of these teams in the NFC East go to their backup quarterback. They probably got the best one in the division, and Tyler Heineke. I mean, everybody remembers what he did last season, that playoff game against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are sweating that game through large chunks of that game. And it was a large part of the way this guy, Heineke, was playing. So they've got the best backup quarterback, I believe, in that division. They've got Antonio Gibson and J.D. McKissick there from running backs. I think that's a good 1-2 punch at the running back position. I think Logan Thomas will have him a nice, fantastic season. He had a good, fantastic season last year with Alex Smith. And Ryan Fitzpatrick loves the tight end position. So I look for Logan Thomas to be really good. And you already got Terry McLaurin there. He's a really good wide receiver in this league. So I just like everything about what they're doing. And then we add in the element of Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron. This guy takes chances. You're not going to be punting the ball. You're not going to be going for field goals. This guy is a risk taker, and I love that. If I'm going to be putting my money, if I'm going to be gambling and putting my money up on the line, yeah, give me a coach that's going to be doing the exact same thing. He's going to be gambling. He's going to be taking risks, and he's going to be taking chances. So that's my second favorite NFL future bet this season. Take your Washington football team to be the division winner of the NFC East. All right, let's move it over now to my third favorite NFL future of the 2021 season. I'm going to go ahead and fade Alvin Kamara. I'm fading Alvin Kamara under, folks. It's under 295.5 rushing yards. As you guys can see right there, I bet $75 worth of my $100 over at FanDuel at minus 112. I'll put the remaining $25 over at Bet Rivers. Should come in about plus 110 or so right there is where it'll come in. So Alvin Kamara under 950.5 rushing yards for Alvin Kamara. Why do I like this? He's never done this, folks. Never. He's never, say it with me, he's never had 951 plus yards in his NFL career. The closest he came last year was 932 yards. I'm well aware that there's another NFL game, obviously, on the NFL calendar this season, but he's never done it. And in fact, in 3 of his NFL season, he didn't even have 900 yards. So it's just something he's just never done. So I absolutely like that. And also think he's going to be fighting for reps. Not in terms of fighting for reps like his job's on the line, but they've got Latavius Murray. He's a really good backup. And they got Taysom Hill. I mean, God forbid Jameis Winston struggles and they go to Taysom Hill. He's going to take, opportunities away because if he is a quarterback, then they use that dual threat motion with him and he's going to take opportunities. Even if not, I think Taysom Hill is going to be lined up, in that running back hybrid position, taking opportunities away from Alvin Kamara. So love that, stealing production away from Alvin Kamara. And then look at Jameis Winston as a whole right there. he is going to allow teams to focus on Alvin Kamara like they've never done with this Saints team because of Drew Brees. Drew Brees, throw the ball. Maybe he wasn't quite pushing the ball down the field last season, but he was still an absolute hell of a quarterback, and he scared defenses, so you had to respect what Drew Brees does. I don't know if teams will respect Jameis Winston, obviously, to the level that they respect Drew Brees, so more of an emphasis on stopping the run. I absolutely like that. And then also, Jameis Winston is not good as Drew Brees, folks. I mean, that's no breaking news right there. So I don't think he's going to be sustaining drives. I think you're going to get more shorter drives, obviously more punts, and all this leads up to less opportunities for Alvin Kamara to have the ball in his hands. Leading ball, and then also take away or add in the fact of I think the Saints will be more behind in games than they've ever been. That's going to be more passes, folks. Alvin Kamara is a great weapon, obviously, out of the backfield, catching the ball. He'll get more passing opportunities, I think, more this season, which will cut back on those running opportunities. So I absolutely love that. So, yeah, even though there's one more added game this season, we know how the NFL kind of running back position is also kind of tough on that body. They didn't give these guys an extra bye. You've got Jameis Winston going against, I think, Alvin Kamara. He's never hit 951-plus yards. I'm going to be fading Alvin Kamara this season, so fade him with me. It's Alvin Kamara is my third favorite NFL future bet. It's under 950.5 rushing yards for Alvin Kamara. Let's keep the train rolling here and give you guys my fourth favorite NFL future bet of the 2021 season. I'm going to go ahead and take the Baltimore Ravens to miss the playoffs at plus 250 over at PointsBet. Already put $75 on that over at PointsBet. We'll put the other $25 over at BetRivers. Should come in somewhere around about plus 313. But yeah, Baltimore Ravens will miss the playoffs in this 2021 season. So let's look at who's going to make the playoffs. Well, Chiefs are going to be making the playoffs. Bills are going to be making the playoffs. Titans are going to be making the playoffs. You got the AFC North winner, whether that's going to be the Browns or the Steelers. I believe one of them will probably win that division. One of them will probably be a wild card team. I think the Dolphins are going to be really, really good this season, folks. I like the Dolphins to be better than the Ravens. I like the Chargers. I talked about the Chargers, and they're not going to have Anthony Lynn blowing it for them. Second-year quarterback in Herbert's going to have that much more experience. So I like the Chargers this season. And let's not forget, folks, the New England Patriots. Never count out Bill Belichick. He maybe had an off year last season, but don't think he didn't have a system. Don't think he didn't have a plan in mind. So I wouldn't even be surprised if maybe the Patriots a little bit better than the Baltimore Ravens. So those are 7 teams right there, more than 7 teams right there that I think could be better than the Baltimore Ravens this season. We look at that AFC North. I think the Browns are going to be the team that wins this division this season. I think the Cleveland Browns will be the team that's the AFC North champion. Strong. I think the best defense in that division. They added Jadeveon Clowney to that mix. That's a really, really strong defensive line, obviously. So they're going to be really strong right there. Steelers are always in the mix. So they're just going to be beating up on each other. I think a lot in that AFC North right there. We know the Bengals are going to be good. They're getting Joe Burrow back, so maybe they can even nick a victory, up off of these Ravens. So just a lot of good competition coming up out of that AFC North. And then if we look at some of their other opponents that the Ravens have to deal with, they've got to play the Chiefs, they've got to play the Chargers, they've got to play the Packers, and they've got to play the Rams. I mean, those are all three. Nobody's going to disagree with me. Those are 3 really good teams. You may debate with me on whether or not you think the Chargers are going to be as good as I do, but nobody's going to debate with me on the Chiefs, Packers, and Rams. Those are going to be all really good teams. So tough schedule. I think the division's gotten a lot tougher. I like what the Browns have added off in the offseason. Steelers are obviously going to be there again in the mix. And then you just have other really good teams up in that AFC conference. So that's my 4th favorite NFL future bet. It's the Baltimore Ravens to miss the playoffs right there. All right, guys, what's my 5th and final favorite NFL future bet of the 2021 season? It's going to be who's going to be the last winless team in the NFL. Folks, it's going to be the New York Jets at plus 1,000 up over at DraftKings. And as you can see right there, this one here, I've already put the full $100 up on it. So, yep, take the New York Jets at plus 1,000 up over at DraftKings. If we just look at sheer odds in terms of this one, there are 2 teams with worse odds than them. You got the Lions at plus 250, and you got the Texans at plus 450. Well, both of those teams have veteran quarterbacks. Yeah, you got Goff obviously out there in Detroit. What's going to be in Houston right there? Is it going to be Deshaun Watson? More than likely, but if it's not, it's going to be Tyrod Taylor. And look, everybody knows I'm a Bills fan. Tyrod Taylor, he's pretty good, folks. He won ball games in Buffalo with his legs, so he's going to be good. Both of those quarterbacks are better than this rookie Zach Wilson that they're going to be rolling out there. We know it's it's a quarterback-driven league, so they've got the third worst odds, but I think they've obviously got easily the worst quarterback amongst teams with worse odds, with the Lions and Texans up ahead of them. And then add in the Jets have like a dream scenario in terms of just coming out and just being bad from the start. They got a rookie quarterback. It's going to take a while probably to get used to the NFL. They got a brand new head coach, brand new offensive coordinator, and a brand new defensive coordinator. All this takes time. Takes time. Takes time to implement a system. Takes time to get these guys on the same page. Takes time to gel. And you're trying to do it with the rookie quarterback, first time NFL head coach. Woof! This is just a big recipe of them having a lot of losses to begin that season right there. Look at some of their weapons. They got Corey Davis, former Titan. He ain't all that great. They got Kellen Cole there from the Jaguars. I mean, nobody's gonna, you don't have to shut down either one of these guys because they're not great. They do got Jamison Crowder. They got James Crowder. So while they may not have a number one threat, I will give respect to Jamison Crowder. He's one of the top slot receivers in the game. So I do like what Crowder does, but I mean, they don't have anything else. This is Cole and Davis. Yeah, they're not scaring any secondaries in the NFL, right? So then if we look at their schedule, if we go ahead and put that up, they start off in week 1 against the Panthers in Carolina. The revenge game for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold ain't losing that game. And nor is a rookie quarterback going on the road in his first NFL start, packed stadium, and going to pull off that win. I don't see that happening. Week 2 against the Patriots. Nah, rookie quarterback isn't going to succeed against Bill Belichick. Week 3 at Denver. That's a touch of a toss-up, but obviously I think Denver is going to go ahead and pull that one out because it is in Denver. They don't have a rookie quarterback. I still think it's going to be kind of what I talked about with Zach Wilson coming up to speed there, new defensive coordinator. That just kind of takes time, right? Then they go ahead and play the Titans. That's going to be a loss. Falcons, Matty Ryan will go ahead and beat Zach Wilson all day long. Then they got the Patriots again. Then they got the Bengals. And then if they don't have a win yet and some of these other teams don't, maybe the rest of the schedule maybe doesn't matter. But I kind of want to just focus on, the first, 7 or 8 games or so, because I think the spread will be won or lost, in the first, 6 to 8 games right there. And I think they've got some tough opponents right there added in, again, with all their new issues right there. And, maybe the Lions, and Texans are better plays, but at plus 1,000, a chance to put $1,000 in your pocket to fade a rookie NFL quarterback, a rookie head coach, new offensive, new defensive coaches. I'm all in on this. Let's put $1,000 up in our pocket. We're going to have the last winless team. That's my 5th and final NFL future bet. It's the last winless team, and it's going to be the New York Jets at plus 1,000 is how I'm doing it right there, guys. All right, guys, go ahead. Make sure you drop a comment on this video. Let me know which of these 5 you're going to go ahead and take. Also, if you come up with your own NFL future bets, drop them here on this comment. I'd love to know. Therefore, we're all rooting and cheering for the same thing, helping each other out. But go ahead and let me know. And if you're tailing these, don't forget, please, guys, like this video. Go ahead and give it a like, and that'll also let me know that you're going to go ahead and tail at least one of these 5 with me here. Guys, all right, guys, NFL is almost here. Super pumped for it. Guys, don't forget, obviously on my daily show, we're giving out free sports picks each and every single day throughout the NFL season. Tore it up last year on the NFL season. Depending on how long you guys have been around my channel, you guys know that we had a fantastic NFL season last year. Look to go ahead and do it back. And one more thing. Let's go, Bills. Let's go, Bills. Josh Allen, you've been paid, baby. Let's have another good season. Take that next step forward, and let's get into the Super Bowl. I would love nothing more to go ahead and be at the Super Bowl come next February. All right, guys. I'm Jason Mattis with Winning Bets as always. Go ahead, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.